Hello again, and this is the final part of the evening. And as you can see, if you were here, you would have Sue serving you drinks. Oh, it's only water, but never mind. Water is what we need for clear thinking about the future of ISACA and about ISACA around the world and what we do. We are in a global association, and it's truly fantastic. Sometimes we don't realize we're just wrapped up in our own little worlds and so on, of course, but that's the reason why we've run these ISACA presidential panels to bring together different members of the ISACA community to discuss things. What sort of things? Sue, please tell me and please introduce the presidents.
Okay, hi everyone, I am Sue Milton and I am a former president of the ISACA London chapter, which means I represent ISACA chapter past. And as you can see from our lovely young gentlemen here, they represent ISACA chapter, the present and the future. So, they will introduce themselves in a minute, but just so you know who is whom, and I need to practice my Italian emphasis, I've just had a lesson. This is Ken Spence. This is Vladimir. Oh, so Ken is from London. He is our London chapter president. Next is Vladimir from Sofia, Bulgaria. And then right at the end is Stefano from Milan, Italy. What's going to happen now is going to have a few minutes where each of our chapter presidents is going to explain a little bit about what has been happening in their chapter. So I've asked Ken to start.
Okay, good evening everybody. So it's Ken Spence from London chapter. I've got 2 minutes to do this, so here we go. And also Kevin is actually the recordist right now. So. Okay, so here we go then. So ISACA London chapter, it's affiliated to ISACA International, so we've signed an agreement with them, but we're also a legal company registered with Company House in the UK. It covers, as most chapters do, about 50 miles around their centre, in this case in the southeast of England. Membership about 3.8k, and we think we're the second biggest chapter in the world, second to New York. All right, well, there we are, so we're very important. We were established 37 years ago, and you can see that we're, being the second biggest, we're 13% of Europe, 56% of UK and Ireland combined. And here are our breakdowns of the qualifications people have. You can see that CSER is in the lead there with CISM, followed by C-Risk and Seagate to follow. And we've got some CSX fundamentals and CSX practitioner also amongst our qualifications, but quite low numbers as you can see. Our events is our main deliverable. This is what we do here mostly. So during 2018, we had 14 member events at commercial sites. So you can see the various organisations we did it with, including PWC here. And we had 3 events at universities. They're not necessarily done by 2 discrete teams, they overlap. And we had topics including She Leads Tech, and in 2018 we did some innovative She Leads Tech events. And we followed up with 3 more She Leads Tech events in 2019. One actually was yesterday, and it was very good. There's some very good, very talented ladies around. As you can see, our attendance is, I don't know whether you can read the text there, but our attendance is mainly from the technology and the auditing fraternities, financing and banking, I beg your pardon. But in terms of designation, what sorts of people, what their job titles, again, as you'd expect, security, director, manager, consultants for security, and there's similarly from IT audit, similar sort of mixture. We are concentrating, or having to concentrate on students, which you can see at the top there is very low at present, so we're going to have to change our tack on that. During last year, we had about 1,000 people sitting on seats, earning us 2,200 CPE, or earning them that. And you can see that BCS, our affiliation partners in London here are doing quite a large number of events as well. So that means that members can earn up to 54 points from just ISACA London, and plus another 24 from BCS. So they get about 78 CPE points if they attend all the meetings that we've made offerings on them. Our leadership team is 13 directors, 9 apprentices to the directors. As you can see, it's headed by a president, vice president, immediate past president, but we also have some pan-portfolio people, treasurer, company secretary, and then we go into the normal divisions within the chapter, which I won't elucidate here. We've got administrators, financial support in terms of auditors, and an audit and risk committee, which is quite important to us to make sure we're not doing anything illegal. So what's coming next? It's the 50th anniversary. We'll come on to that later. We've got a one-day event on the 23rd of May 2019. Have the AGM tacked on the end. We'll go into that in detail if you're interested during the question and answer. We also, at the events like that, we like to celebrate people's certifications by asking them to come along and collect a small reward. And if they don't come along, they don't get the reward. The final thing we're doing there, and I know some of the other chapters here I think do it better, we're actually recording these events such that people from home, people other office block or whatever, they can play back a recording, answer a few questions and earn the CPE points, which we then upload to ISACA International website. We're rather proud of this because it helps home workers, but it also helps She Leads Tech. It helps women get back into employment so they're not kept out of touch. So that's my couple of minutes. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, good evening, everybody. Thank you, Dalim, for the invitation. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Sue. I'm Stefano Nicolini. I'm 63. I'm been. So I have to present me. I've been president for 6 years, and I'm going to be the next 3 years too. I've been re-elected. So a few words. Why AIEA? What's the meaning of that? AIEA was an association, was born 40 years ago in Milan, and only after some few months the board decided for the affiliation with ISACA. So ISACA is going to celebrate 50 years this year. We are going to celebrate 40 years. So as you see, the Milan chapter has members in all Italy. Even there are other 2 chapters, and the Rome chapter and the Venice chapter. We have we are heading to 1,000 members, and I think we can reach this result in in a couple of years. What are you doing? During the time I was president, the very important thing was to hear what members expect from the association, and we tried to meet this which is with increasing the number of free events in order to permit to the people to earn CPE as much as possible. And this is first. The second trend was to enhance top events. We have a so-called convegno. It's a 2 days event with 16 CPE, and we call great speakers from all Europe, and it's very appreciated. The second, another line of services is the education. CISA courses, certification courses, and this is it's very important because we earn a lot of money thanks to the courses. You laugh, but as auditor, I learned then as president that the most important things as president is money. And the last but not least, research. During the last year, we felt that members are more and more willing to participate to trendy projects, and we developed in 2018 a project about demand management, and this year we are starting with data analytics. We have a DPO observatory which is starting with a very important DPO's manager, and we have at last a group about cybersecurity. For instance, we are 11 directors. We all signed the willingness to serve letters. So nobody. It's very important to separate money from volunteer activity. And we have no employee. So everything is done by employees, by volunteers, with all the risks. It's I have already told about that. Okay, money too. Right balancing between in and out. This is very important thing because as a chapter we are a no-profit organization, but no-profit means we can now go in red. And so we have to keep the sailing in an horizontal path, and sometimes in the last years we got it. It's a very positive thing. Services. Another trend another goal we have is to enhance and to foster members' initiatives where they are. So the most members are in Milan, about the half, but we are helping members in Rome, in Bologna, in Turin, everywhere they are, in order to permit them to make events, to meet, in order to networking, and so on. So it's all. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Vladimir Kavalov. I'm from ISACA Sofia, Bulgaria. Dalim, thank you for the invitation. So thank you again. Thanks a lot for all of us that join us this evening. Our chapter, ISACA Sofia, is relatively small compared to chapters that we heard before. We have only 145 members, but we are growing very fast, with about 20% per year, and we will be bigger, maybe. In our chapter, we have 6 board members, all volunteers, no employees. We have 2 employees, one of them dealing with our social media sites. He is a content master. And the second are responsible for maintenance of our website, isacasofia.org. By the way, he's my younger son, Bobby. Yes, this is true. I engage all my family members to help me with ISACA. As I said, we are all volunteers, and they help me a lot. What I am actually proud is one ISACA International survey stated it has been a survey about member satisfaction, that ISACA Sofia has above 72% satisfaction of members who took part in this survey. Actually, it means that they are happy with all that we do in our chapter, and they appreciate our efforts to bring them value. As you can see, we have 64 seasons, 41 season, 15 series, 7 Seagate, and 3 CSX fundamentals that passed the exam. We do actually about 4 or 5 external events with our partners. You see the topics of these events. It's related to topics that are interesting for our members. We have 5 events last year, external events, and 5 local meetings. One of our local meetings was presented by a person who you know well. He is very talkative, and he inspired the audience. This was a very interesting event regarding Shilit Tech initiative. They asking many questions, express opinions, and I think that it's enough. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Presidents, for outlining what goes on in the chapters. Now, I do have a question for the audience, because they've done the work so far. It's time you did a bit of work. So think about this. I want to know, and I will then want the Presidents to answer, what you want from your membership. So in other words, what do you want your membership that your chapters could do for you?
Yeah, I mean, here in the London chapter, as you can see, we're in the PWC building, and we've had PWC consultants give us their version of various high topics. I was just wondering, Stefano, in Italy, have you had partnerships in like Big Four consultants, KPMG, PWC, EY, that come along to the local meetings and present? Is that how it works there?
No, we have no Okay, in the board we have 3 members, 3 directors, one of PWC, one of the key PMAG, and one Ernst & Young, EY. No Deloitte. Deloitte in Italy switched off about with us. It's too long to tell the thing. We rely a lot on the big 3 now because they see the opportunity in collaborating with us in many ways. And I'm thankful for all they do. For instance, KPMG is responsible for our small free events. And if we have so much events in Milan, speak about 12, 15 events, almost one in month, I must thank you to KPMG. The other one are useful for other services, translations, rooms. They are really important, and this is the situation.
Sorry, we have a question here as well.
Okay, yeah, carry on.
Cheers. Yeah, not so much a question, but just feedback, really. On 2 things. The first is I really do like ISACA for the use for its resources, Colbit, etc. And ISACA hasn't got an R in it, which is risk. So there's a lot of focus on control, but not so much on risk. And it's always nice when you're doing an audit program to be able to go along and have some risks that you can cut and paste into your terms of reference and so on. I think, because we're doing risk-based auditing, that is good practice nowadays. That was my first observation, and you're welcome to comment on that, obviously.
Right, did you have a second one?
Oh, and a second one was just, yeah, let's keep it to 2 minutes. Cheers.
Okay, so presidents. Vladimir, I'll start with you. So the question is, could ISACA provide more on risk? So Vladimir, what does the Bulgaria chapter do on educating members on risk?
Let me think. We don't have special trainings about risk. Instead of, we have collaboration with members of Institute of Internal Auditors in Bulgaria.
Yeah.
And I personally perform as a trainer in these trainings, and we have a special training about cybersecurity risks, managing of cybersecurity risks. And this was our training regarding risks.
All right. What happens at the London end, Ken?
Yeah, well, I can't say there's great depth in our risk training here. What we endeavour to do is make sure our events cover the 4 pillars of ISACA, which is risk, audit, security and governance with cyber security. And we tend to leave the experts like PWC and other organisations to present the current situation. We try not to get too much in depth into risk management detail. Our events are designed to bring people into the 21st century, the second decade of the 21st century, so we can see how these things apply now. Hence the artificial intelligence to make risk managers think differently and bring them up to date. Because the theory of an exam isn't quite as good as it ought to be when it comes to keeping up to date with reality.
Yeah, hi. I would like to see some kind of Q&A
going on from the portal or social media, etc. Not, within the confines of ISACA. So if any of the members have like got a question, which they want to put to the portal, etc. Maybe you've got some really clever guys out there that can help pretty quickly from ISACA or some social media interaction.
Yeah.
So any of the members even across the continent, for example, can answer. So that's what I'd like. Quite often in my work, I've got questions, whether it's a GDPR question, etc., and I hang on the line with the ICO. Who knows when they're going to answer it? So it'd be great if there's some interaction from the portal.
Yeah, first of all, we soft-pedalled social media to start with, because we found that outgoing information, like advertising this event and so forth, send out an email and then, crikey, 50, 60, 100 people register within 48 hours. You keep information on social media and it's very, very low interest. But I do believe, I think it's very great that we should do this, and we're bringing in a, let's see, what is it? It's LinkedIn. It's a LinkedIn group. We've just started.
The IRMA group have actually used the LinkedIn group very much to remind members, especially if you missed the first email, to register for their events. And I've actually found it very, very useful also as a basis for people to be able to exchange questions to the team. So this is a bit like your questions and answers. Does anybody know about X, Y, Z and implications?
Yeah. Okay, so let's wrap this bit up. There seems to be a request that we have more precise and frequent forms of communication. I'll come on to you in a minute, Deep. Can I just say, from my own point of view, ISACA International does have a lot of self-help groups which are global. So I belong to the Audit Insurance Group and the COBIT group. So have a look on the isaca.org website and sign up. It will get some of the responses you need.
So you need to go into ISACA Engage, and that's where all the communities are.
Thank you.
So yeah, I think Mike is right, and you are also right. They are on the old website. There used to be a group, and now we have Engage platform. I think Ken earlier said one of the biggest challenge we as a board members of the chapter face is engagement from the members. Your suggestion, sir, is very good, and I think we should discuss these things because there is a lot of knowledge across our membership, and that's not shared, and shared knowledge is valued, right? So value for you, value for me, value for us.
Okay, I think we're all in agreement there, so I don't want to move the conversation.
Just want to say is that please, we have a LinkedIn group, and we have stressed numerous times that please become member so that we can start the conversation and have dialogue. So if you're not member, please become LinkedIn member or join Facebook group. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Right, now, as we're on chapter engagement, how, Stefano, do you engage with your community so they become active members in the organisation?
Our communication style is surely old-fashioned because we use a lot of emails and I don't believe in social because for a chapter like ISACA Milan chapter, because you need some people working at it 24 hours a day, and you cannot expect volunteers work 24 hours a day because everybody understands it. You have families and we have work we are paid for. And so the engagement is with the image. Okay, we try as board, as a chapter, to keep our image high in order to encourage young people or professionals to participate at research groups or to appear as a speaker I do a lot of promotion in order to call people, come to us. You have an opportunity. We are a big audience. We are in all Italy, and this is successful. Our events are surely high-level events, if you judge the speakers. So I try to extend this approach even to research groups in order to put important, prominent people in the research group, and so write down white papers, organize events, and so on.
Okay, so I think summing that up is it's less about the different types of communication for Milan. It's more about providing quality opportunities for the membership to come and say, yes, I want to be part of that. I'm conscious of time, so I'm going to ask a question of Vladimir because it's related. It's given where we are now, we want members to engage. Members want different things from us as chapter leaders. Where do you see ISACA chapters, Sophia, going to be in 5 years' time?
It's interesting question because we will have elections on Monday, and on my place will be another person maybe. But still, I think that we have a lot of things that we can do with related to the relationship and collaboration with government and different regulations, regulation authorities, and provide them with some advices because we have experience, we have knowledge, and we can advise them on topics related to IT security, for example, IT governance, and so on.
Okay, thank you. So I'm getting really, it's the opportunity to collaborate more.
Yeah.
That really was the earlier request, that we exchange information more frequently and perhaps in better, more ways. I was given it's time to wrap this up. So I'm going to say at the networking session, Stefano and Vladimir and Ken are all going to be there. Ask them lots of questions that we've not had a chance to raise in this room. And I'm now going to hand over to Dalim after thanking our three presidents.
And I'd like to point out that Sue will be out there too, so you can quiz her lot as well. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sue. Okay, this is the wrap-up, as it were. Lots of events coming up. 20th of March, BCS, drones and AI. So come and fly over there. On the 3rd of April, another BCS North London branch event, The Future of Mobility, Transforming Work Environments. Do come and join us for that. And then there's another one at BCS North London, but the one I want to point out to you is our next event for ISACA London chapter is Thursday, 25th of April it's hosted by Protivity. They've chosen BCS, but it's hosted by Protivity, and interestingly, it's on risk management, and it will feature the results of Protivity's extensive survey of risks, IT risks, the prominent risks in 2019, and what companies are doing about it. So all the usual sort of things and a whole lot more. I mean, we're entering a world of increasing use of artificial intelligence. The Internet of Things is now the Internet of everything. Drones are flying about. Big data is everywhere. You've probably eaten some already. Yeah. Plastic is pervading the oceans. Where on earth are we going with risk? We're in a world of risk, and it's up to us as ISACA and as risk leaders to contribute to the discussion, contribute to the solutions. So I invite you to do that. But first of all, I'd like you to thank all of our speakers tonight: Sue, Vladimir, Stefano, and Mr. Kevin Spence.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Let's continue the debate. Let's continue the food and drink outside. Thank you.